Now I'm just going to talk a little bit about Oman's cultural identity and its great geographical diversity. Oman's a beautiful country. I never really thought when I was traveling there that it would be much more than like a kind of sandy, oppressively hot, barren desert, to be honest. I thought, well, yeah, it's right next to Saudi Arabia and the River Kalali, so obviously it's just going to be a desert. And that's not the case, and I was very pleasantly surprised by that fact, and I know you will too. Uh, Muscat's it's a great city. It's spread out a little bit, but it boasts some pristine harbors, some wonderful industries that are still there, and it's a capital city that Omanis are proud of, and one that's always growing. And then you travel outside of Muscat through these rolling hills into the interior, and you're able to see authentic Arab culture. And if there's something that Oman has done very well under Sultan Qaboos's tenure, it's that they have preserved their cultural identity. A lot of Gulf nations have sort of sacrificed their traditional Arab identity because they've gotten rich quick off of the oil reserves that the Gulf nations famously hold. But Oman, who actually has less oil reserves than the other Gulf nations, has successfully preserved, rebuilt a lot of what makes Oman Oman. And as I was saying, Sultan Qaboos has preserved historical sites. They've promoted tourism based around this uniquely Omani culture, and that's something that you will not get in other Arab nations. So that's something that you can look forward to as well. Yeah, and as soon as you move into the interior, you're going to experience those rolling sand dunes that characterize a lot of our perceptions of the Middle East, and they're beautiful. They really are. They're extensive, and there are a lot of Bedouin tribes that live out in the desert, and there is a lot to learn, a lot of beauty to be had in the desert regions. But additionally, Oman is famous for its southern climate in the Salalah region, which has a much more temperate climate than the rest of the country, characterized by the Kharif, the monsoon season in the summer, which causes the region to be actually quite lush and green. If you've ever been to Ireland, I'm not exaggerating. There are a lot of areas down in Salalah that you could mistake for the greenery of Ireland, and that's pretty cool. And Salalah is the capital of the Far province, which in of itself has a wholly unique cultural identity, which is much different than the mainstream Arab identity in Oman, which is kind of cool. You get a lot of different cultural perspectives when you're in Oman, which is reflective of how dynamic the culture really is. So you're in Muscat, the capital, very cosmopolitan. You go into the interior, like a city like Nizwa. It's much more of the traditional Omani identity. You go down to Dhofar. You have the Dhofari region. You go to the west coast of Oman, beautiful coast towns, a lot of rich maritime history to experience there. And all the while, whatever region you go to, those beautiful wadis, beautiful hiking trails, beautiful towns, market towns, places that are all geographically different, and they are all quite culturally different as well. So you don't find that a lot of places in the Middle East, and that's a real benefit of going to Oman. And as a student of the Center for International Learning, you'll have the opportunity to visit a lot of these places because the center makes it very easy to do that. They will either schedule trips for the students at the center all around the nation, ranging from overnight desert excursions with the Bedouins, which my personal favorite, to trips to Sur, which is a maritime town in the northeast corner, to the interior region like Nizwa. It's called the Dakhaliya, and as I was saying, a very traditional Omani area. and throughout the region as well. So it is to your benefit to be a student at the Center for International Learning, because they make sure that not only are you learning Arabic, but you are experiencing the nation firsthand.